Let's do it.
So, does anyone remember what happened last week?
We almost died in that cave with
We did
the
not almost die.
with that creepy guy who collects people's teeth and stuff, and then I think, decided just to go back into town and get some rest. We made a decision to go somewhere, but to one of the three options, but we have a smaller group today, so I don't know if that's still what we're down to do, but that's what I remember. We rescued the two folks or whatever that were in there, the dungeon.
Yeah, we got T Strainer and his temporary accomplice. Not actually.
LeVay
Yeah.
and her knight, Barrett the Red Heart. Right?
Yeah, I think we got gold from. We retconned the whole travel, send word to the main city. If I remember correctly.
Do you have it in your inventory?
Let me see. I thought so, but I can't even remember where we find that.
So this session is starting on the morning of the 9th of Chess is the date. Let's see.
Yeah, I didn't get the gold for that.
Okay. So we haven't gotten that yet. Good to know. But you did send a pigeon, I think I remember at least.
Yeah.
So that is presumably, potentially, hopefully in the mail. Let's see. So it's about, so you guys eventually, you guys would have gotten out of there late at night, and I believe you wanted to rest before returning, before making the journey back to town. So we'll say that you're going to be arriving back in Red Tower. I don't know if I had assigned this an exact date last time. You'll be arriving back in Red Tower. There'll be, let's see, a day of travel. So it'll be the 10th of Chess. So you'll be arriving midday on the 10th of Chess. So you're here, and I guess the first thing you said you had done was send a message to the Herbalism College to see if you could be given a reward for the finding of Ickbon T. Strainer. So hopefully he's popular amongst his colleagues. We'll see. What do you guys want to do here? Yeah, there are a lot of options.
I believe
one of the things you...
Oh,
what was that?
I believe last time we decided that we were going to fight the worm.
Mm-hmm. But in terms of you're standing outside the town hall and the constable, which is, let me show you which building this is on the map. So you're standing outside this building. And you've just finished talking to the constable about your deeds, and I believe you were awarded. Did I have the innkeeper give you your reward yet?
No, that's what I was gonna say. We do, because I know we went to the innkeep. I think it was the bartender or the innkeeper gave us the mission. So as much as I like maybe the clout, I care more about the money. So I want to kind of get mine. So I definitely want to go do that.
Yeah, the constable will come out and meet you as you enter town, and he will actually give you a small reward. He'll give you guys 50 gold to split. So that'll be 10 gold each, because I'll still split the money with the people that aren't here, but not the experience, I think is usually what I do. But that's actually open too. Do you want to play like the old school style where everyone's going to be a little bit different level and you're getting experience when you're here and not when you're not here? Or do you want to just go 5 ways on the experience and just keep everything the same? Doesn't matter to me.
Punish the absent.
I think it's kind of fun because it's like, people wouldn't all be the same anyway. So I think it's cool. So we can just do it that way. So,
what was that, Tony?
no.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, so you guys are the constables. You'll get that 10 gold each from the constable, including the 2 that aren't here, and then you can go over to the Cage Tavern and Inn, which I have starred on the map as well. And
do we give ourselves a gold, or is?
Yeah, you can. In fact, actually, you know what? Here, hold on. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can do it.
Okay.
What if I just put on here 50 gold, and then I say grant. What does that do? Okay, that puts it in your shared treasure. Once I put it in shared, does it let you just auto distribute it?
If
you go to shared treasure?
Let me see. Distribute. Yeah.
Yeah. That should give you 10. I'm curious if it did.
Yep. Yeah, after I distributed
10.
it, I did it. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, so and sure enough, unfortunately the innkeeper, if you recall, didn't have a massive reward to give. So his is not even going to be as big as what the constable was able to give you for the help that you gave the town. But the innkeeper is going to give the party 20 gold pieces, which I'll just go ahead and put into the shared treasure. Let's see. Okay. And as you're kind of walking around town, taking care of things, and getting that reward from both the constable and the innkeeper, you find something. You stumble across something that I don't know if it's of any interest to you, but it may be worthy of noting. You are going to find my notes here. There's going to be a very nicely dressed dwarven woman poking around outside of what appears to be a smithy in town. And she is, she kind of carries herself with confidence. And she's asking some seemingly pointed questions to people in the area, looking in windows and that kind of thing, into this smithy. Seems like she might be conducting some sort of investigation. She also has an attendant with her.
Hmm. And where's that out on the map?
The smithy, let me see here. Oops. There we go.
All right, to the right of the inn there.
Where did I had it marked here. Let's see. All right. Yeah, we'll say that the smithy is here.
Okay. Uh, so I guess as we're walking out after getting our reward, I'm able to sort of pick up on the Elvish because I that was one of the things I chose for my language, so I can understand Elvish. So it immediately sort of piques my interest. Is there anything?
Unfortunately, this is Dwarvish.
Oh, Dwarvish. I thought you meant Elvish.
Mhm.
Okay, my bad, man.
I might have said that, but it's a dwarf.
Okay. Can't hear anybody. Can anybody hear Dwarvish here?
Are they speaking in common or dwarvish?
So it seems like she's muttering to herself in Dwarvish. If you want to get close enough to hear, and she's speaking in Dwarvish to her manservant. But when she's talking to the other people in the village and asking her questions, she is speaking an accented common. And you do hear one question as you kind of walk up. She's saying, "And you're telling me that you didn't see or hear anything?" And the guy says, she's talking to, he says, no, I didn't see anything. I was just mucking out the stables and minding my own business." She kind of shakes her head and sighs. He walks away, pacing around, looking at random things around the smithy.
Did you say this was a elderly woman or younger?
Late middle age.
And I check out her attire. Does she look like she's a fighter, or like does she carry a weapon, books, or whatnot?
She looks to be not completely helpless, but she doesn't seem to be like a fighting person. She seems sort of like some sort of official, or almost like a bureaucrat. It's someone relatively important by the way she carries herself. Which reminds me.
Oh, yes.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, I was gonna go on a tangent, so actually, I'll take your comment first.
I'm gonna go up to her and say, "Hey, ma'am, I couldn't help but overhear that you might be having some problems."
She says, "Yes, I am. Are you gonna make them worse?"
Depends. Is there something
She
I can
stares
help
up at you.
Well, we're probably the same height.
What are you? What's your race?
I think I'm 3 feet as a rat
3
folk.
feet. Oh, the rat folk. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she'll say, and you said what?
Is there something we can maybe help you with?
She kind of looks you up and down, and she kind of kind of mulls her, strokes her little beard gently as she thinks, and she says, "Well, you'll probably die, but maybe you could investigate something for me. Are you interested in helping me? For real?"
It depends. As we're talking, I shoot my little monkey towards her from behind and sees if he can fiddle anything out of her. We're gonna lose this mission, guys. Should I roll something? Sleight of hand?
Well, it would have to be a sleight of hand check, but what is your monkey's sleight of hand? It would just be the base dexterity, right?
Yeah. I don't know if I have You know, is it 5? Are we? Is it like based off 5e characters? This game.
Yeah.
So if I were to look up like monkey,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
I know for me, for Fuzz, if you go down to creature companions, it's underneath equipment.
Oh
You
really?
can probably search it up.
It's +2. So can I just? What would I roll for the a d20, right? So did it roll?
Let me see
Oh
here.
nope. Ooh, d20 +2, 22. Nat crit.
Wow.
I have a really good monkey. We've been doing this for years.
Yeah, the monkey's gonna be able to take her whole coin purse right off of her belt. So there's gonna be a good 67 golden pieces in there, 23 copper, and 14 silver. So I can go ahead and put that in the treasure if you want me to.
Oh sweet, yeah. Or well, actually, I'll keep it all together without counting, and I'll just keep it in my pocket. Well, oh man, do I want to keep this gold or am I gonna give it back?
Ooh, a good question. Yeah.
Um, what would we gain from helping you? I ask her.
She says, "Well, if you must know, there would be obviously a reward, and you would be helping of course, helping the dwarven people."
And who may you be?
He says, "I am Silvera Brighthelm, and who may you be?"
Shino of the Rat.
Mm, haven't heard of you.
All right, so
No,
I hear him failing,
I'm not really good.
and he's just like a rat. And I come from like I said, part of my background is I come from a very kind of wealthy background, and where's my thing? So I have so I'm pretty proficient with persuasion and investigation skills, and I also my feature is best person for the job. So I have an excellent education and ability to assess those around you, so you're able to convince people that you would make an exceptional ally or companion. So people are inclined to listen to your advice and introduce you to their superiors. So yeah, so I kind of go up to her with that kind of inspiration, and I say, "Madam, excuse my rat friend here. I guess before I do that, am I able to tell like what she's about? Because I have a letter of introduction from in part of my equipment, like a letter of introduction from the ruler of my homeland. So I'm like a what is it called? I'm like a representative or diplomat.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
wondering if I recognize who she is just from my background.
Yeah, you don't recognize her in particular, but if you had to guess, she would be from one of the clans in the Iron Crags, which are a mountainous dwarven realm to the northwest of where we are.
Hmm. So I guess I sort of walk up to her and I was like, "Excuse my rat friend. He doesn't know how to speak to folks who are above his station.
Excuse you.
So, madam, how? It sounds. I just say something like, "This is a far ways from wherever you said, Kyle. What brings you to town?"
He says what she says. Well, I am investigating a disappearance, if you must know. One of our very own, the blacksmith of this town, She seems to be a little bit dismissive of Red Tower. She says, the blacksmith of this town, Paula Everforge, is missing.
So,
And all the signs point to an abduction.
Well, so then I kind of using my persuasion, I say, well, let me tell you, madam, you might not know from the look of it, but we are an exceptional force. In fact, we just helped this town here, the innkeeper just down the street. You can go ask him. He can give you I can give you a reference. He can give us a positive reference. We just were able to get 2 folks who were kidnapped and abducted in one of the most dangerous feats anyone has ever heard, but we were able to go do that within a day or so and come back, and those 2 folks are safe. You can even check with a constable, and he just gave us a reward for our excellent skills. I'm sure it'd be no problem to help you out with finding whoever you're trying to find.
Is that right? I would not have guessed it, judging by the looks of y'all.
Let's
But
get to
she's
it.
considering
What
it.
are you offering?
She says, well, I can't offer much, but there would be a reward of 750 gold.
So I try to downplay it because I want her to know that we're big time. So I say something like, that's a little less than maybe we would be willing to do a normal job. But you know what? I can maybe convince my companions here that we want to do this to help out, and you seem like a good gal, and so maybe we can do this on the cheap for you all. Let me go talk to them. So then I go talk to them. I was like, she's about to pay us 750 gold. How do y'all feel about that?
Gold, and I pull out a little pocket, a little satchel of gold, and I say, you know what? Let's forget about the gold. Just tell her she'll owe us a favor. How about that? I feel like that's a really big thing.
And I say, 750 is not a favor. I was like, that is a lot of money. We can't leave $750. What favor is worth $750?
Wait, how much was in the pouch that I
got? 67 gold, 14
okay.
Silver, and 23 copper.
Okay. Fine. Let's take the 750 gold and ask for a favor. Any favor at any time, at any use. She seems to be somewhat of an official that might be able to help us out later on.
I look over at Siok. What are you thinking?
Yeah, what do you think?
Shino? Where'd you get that gold pouch?
My monkey friend got it for me.
We're speaking in, wait, Shino, do you know Elvish? I can't remember.
Hold on, I don't think it's Elvish. I think I only know Druidic, B-Dance, and Common, sorry.
You're the one who doesn't know Elvish.
Of course.
I guess I'm speaking to you in Broken Common. That I don't really know well. I think you should give that woman the money pouch back.
If you guys agree to asking for a favor, then I will give back as a show of our competence.
I think the show of confidence would be good nonetheless.
Just tell her she dropped it and your monkey found it. This is
No.
crazy.
She needs to know how good we are. She has no idea. I will give it back to her, but as long as we agree that we ask for a favor along with the $750. A favor means nothing.
Fine, I don't mind asking for a favor. if we get the $750. I'm just not going to do it instead of the 750 gold.
That sounds fair to me.
That's acceptable, as long as you promise to give it back.
Yeah. I take like 2 coins, and I look at you guys. Okay, fine. And I put it
So before I grab it from him. So I grab the gold from him, and then I go back to the lady, and I said, Madam, I have some great news for you. After talking to my skilled companions, we wanted to show you our ability we wanted to show off some of our skills. So in fact, I don't know if you're aware of this, but we were able to pickpocket this gold from you, and we wanted to return it to you as a sign of goodwill. But more importantly, we are willing to carry out this mission that I heard might put our lives at risk, and we're willing to do that for the simple price of 750 gold. But we do ask that perhaps, just because of the important woman that you are, that if we ever need a favor in the future, that we can go back and ask the same type of favor of you that you're asking us to do if we take on this mission. Do I need to do a persuasion roll or anything here?
Give me a persuasion. Yeah.
Okay. So I just click the persuasion under skills, or what do I do for that?
Yeah.
They'll do it automatically.
13. Do I do with advantage?
Thinks.
Do I do that with advantage?
If you had an argument for why you might have advantage, I would be open to it, but I think in this case it would probably not be with advantage. But you can always try to make a case.
Yeah, I think just because of my background as an elite, so I feel like
Sure.
I'm able to impress her. Like again, part of it is convince people that you would make an exceptional ally or companion. So that is part of my elite feature. So I think I would, do it on that basis, rolling at advantage.
You may also be shocked that her gold was taken away from her without her even being noticed.
But I think
So
that's part of the persuasion, I think.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
All right, advantage then. Just click advantage.
Yeah, and then it'll roll the second die.
17 plus 3, 20.
Okay. She thinks about it and she says, yes, I'd be happy to agree to your terms.
Sweet.
And then she kind of says, let me walk you through the scene of the crime.
Okay.
And she kind of takes you around back.
Do all of us go? Or just me and her?
She says, yeah, why don't you all come?
Okay.
And she says, clearly, while these buffoons or guards were sleeping last night at some point, the someone or something kidnapped our friend Pola Everforge. And you can see where they entered here in through this back door. The lock is broken. Didn't even attempt to pick it. Well, or failed. And there are signs that if you come in here, and she kind of leads you into the house, and you can see here, and there are signs of a struggle. So, I think it's quite clear that she was abducted against her will.
We're fully rested, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I am going to shapeshift right in front of everyone into a mastiff. And
Nice.
Then,
you better have a reason. You better have a reason. You can sniff around for things.
I just pee on it. No. I have keen hearing and smell. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can pick up a scent, maybe. See if what I can smell or what I can sense as a dog or mastiff, should I say?
As he's sniffing around, I ask, do you have any people that you think might have had probable cause to take Pola.
She says, well, there were some rumors going around of smoke being seen coming out of the old abandoned halls of Everforge. But I don't know. I don't know how likely it is that anyone's there. She says there are people that believe, who I've spoken to, that believe that Pola may have been taken back to her ancestral home, the lost halls of Everforge.
All right.
As,
Go ahead.
can I take a look around and see possible signs of a struggle, or I mean, obviously the struggle, but anything that would give us hints as to what might have taken her?
Well, there's nothing. That's a good question. Give me an investigation check.
Okay, I'm gonna give.
Is this all of us or just?
Just one, but whoever wants to could make it.
Okay, let's see.
I'll give myself.
I have a
exception.
I have +1 investigation.
I got +6.
You do it. You definitely do.
I'll give myself exceptional wit. I'll cast that. So that gives me a D6 on top of my investigation roll.
Nice.
Yeah, you're fairly confident as you investigate the premises that the people that abducted her were humans, not anything monstrous. Just based on the markings inside the room, and also based on the fact that well, I guess you wouldn't know this yet, but I'll share this with the Mastiff, with our friend. We'll get these names right.
Shino.
Our friend Shino. You smell nothing but human. Nothing but humans have been in this place. And, well, I should say humanish. I mean, dwarves. They kind of have a similar smell, scent. Yeah, but it's hard to pick out any one scent because this is also a place of business. There's a lot of traffic through here. So, yeah.
Okay.
Does the clue that that they're all human, would that lead me to think Red Tower? Sorry, I'm not familiar with.
It's perplexing. It's perplexing that they would all be, usually dwarves commit crimes against other dwarves, just demographically.
Okay.
I feel like we're veering into sociology. No, but
and now you're gonna tell me that why blue lives matter. Go ahead, proceed.
So it's odd though that a group of humans would abduct this dwarf, especially if they're taking her to this lost halls of Everforge, as many believe. But it's kind of a mystery.
Okay. What do y'all think we should? So we kind of just all look at each other a little.
Have I heard of the Lost Halls of Everforge before?
So you have not heard of it. I mean, you can give me a history check to see, but it's relatively obscure.
I'm gonna
But
toss
you can get some information though.
Let's see. What's history? There's history.
Nice.
26.
Well, I mean, maybe you've come across it in a dusty tome. Yeah, you may have heard talk of this place, and certainly you can have this confirmed uh, by
The client's
like
expertise.
it's like I want to get these names right, but then I constantly forget what I name these people. Silvera. Silvera can confirm this as well. The halls of Everforge were a legendary forge. There, sorry, let me do one thing here. I'm getting text and it's distracting me. So I'm gonna go silent mode. There we go. Okay. The halls of Everforge were the location of a legendary forge, thus the name Everforge. That had very special magical characteristics that allowed them to build to create very unique magical items and things like that. And at some point, there was some sort of cataclysm. Something came and destroyed the whole thing and burnt every living soul in Everforge to a crisp. Well, not every living soul, many of them, and the Everforge clan was no more. However, Pola Everforge was the matriarch of the family, and she was the only survivor. And she's exiled now, living here, trying to forget about the horrors that befell Everforge. But some people say it was a demon. Some people say it was maybe something like an Efreet, or it's hard to know what came out of the depths. But it was fiery, and now they're all dead.
Nice.
Am I able to sniff something of his to see if I can catch like a trace of where
Yeah,
he went?
you can. I mean, you can take an article of Pola's clothing with you. Yeah.
Are you guys done here? Maybe we could step outside, see if I can catch a sniff of where he went, or where he
It's a
was
lady.
taken, or where she was taken. Sorry.
Let me show you. Also, I want to kind of situate you with the map here. So let me share my screen real quick. Let's see. I got to change my setting.
Whoops! Did you just disconnect?
There we go. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we just got worried because you left.
Okay, so I wanted to share my Midgard map. All right, can you see the map there? Is it really tiny? I need to make it
Watch
big.
stream.
Yeah, it's pretty small.
Is that still
That's
tiny?
It's pretty okay now if you maximize the window.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. How's that?
That's good.
Okay. So, so to put things in perspective, I'm gonna make it small for a second, just to give you an overview of Midgard here. So, does it show my mouse or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So there is the free city of Zobek. You guys would be pretty familiar with that. That's where the College of Herbalism is, as are many other colleges and great institutions. This is kind of the capital city, the most powerful city in the entire Midgard continent. And then if you continued south on this road here that leads out of Zobek, you enter into a kingdom called the Magdar Kingdom. And you would cross, if you cross it all the way down on that road, and then you followed the edge of the White Forest here, zoom in again, you would eventually come upon the Scarlet Citadel, which is where you guys last were. So you're a little bit outside of that in the village of Red Tower. But do you guys see where it says Scarlet Citadel?
Yes.
Yeah. So, you're told that if you continued basically straight north until you got to the King's Road here, and then followed it to Gelberg, and then went into the mountains, that would be the kind of rough location of the Lost Halls of Everforge.
How long would it take us to get there?
Good question. Let's see. I think I have I love this Pathfinder tool. Right, okay. I love this tool. Boom. So to get from where you are to 286 miles, give or take. We'll say 300. 300 miles to get to this location, which means you can travel about 24 miles a day on a road. So you would be able to get there in 12 days. So it is quite a journey that she's asking you to undertake. But
would you be able to get us horses?
she says yes. I could arrange horses.
And we're sure that there's no other possible route that she could have been taken by. Like, she's not just picked up by some bandits or something, right?
No, you're not. You're really not sure of that. And I had misspoken earlier. It wasn't that she was taken the previous night. She had been gone She's been gone for some time. At first, people thought that she had just gone a vacation or something, but she is actually. When people looked into it a little closer, she was actually completely taken away.
And she doesn't have any apprentices or anything.
Just her.
Hmm.
No family, not really any friends.
Is there anything we should say to her once we've seen her so she knows that we're friendly?
Silvera says you could tell her that Silvera Brighthelm sent you. You'll know the name.
Home? Is that correct?
What was that?
Silver Brighthelm?
Silvera Brighthelm.
Helm.
Yeah, I can put that name in the chat here.
I did.
Oh.
I wrote it in my little log.
Perfect. All right. So what do you guys think?
Let's get to hoisting.
Maybe we should ask around a little bit. Just because it's a 2-week trek, I don't want to set out on that and then find out that she's just been picked up by some folks nearby.
Can I ask a meta question?
Yeah.
What are we assuming that the other dudes that are not here are with us? Are we assuming that Tikatani and Gezu are like along with us, or are like Gezu and Tikatani like predisposed, kind of in another part of town? Because then I might say, hey, maybe we can kind of go ahead and maybe they can stay here and scout, or you know what I mean, like. I don't know. I don't know how in situations like this what tends to happen, I guess.
Yeah, how I am going to do it is they're off camera, but they're with us, but they're not really. And so it's just good. I'm just going to hand wave it when they're back. It's as if they never left. And then, yeah.
Okay.
That's just the easiest, I think, for us.
Okay, that makes sense. Just wanted to make sure in case like we needed a plan for them to like catch up with us or something.
Yeah.
I think Bernard, again using his elite background, he's like, you know what, like this person sounds like a important historical person. Maybe the constable, he owes us one after what we just did. Maybe he knows something about this.
That's worthwhile checking out.
Cool. So we head over there. We kind of knock on the door. The constable.
I'll head with the lady to get the horses while they go do that.
Yeah, the constable, as you talk to him, you do get the sense that he seems to be one of the people that thinks that Pola would be at would have either chosen to go or have been taken to the Everforge.
Why should I ask, like, just because if the other person thinks she was kidnapped and is really clear about that, I just kind of ask, why would Pola feel, what would it compel her to just go by her own volition out to Everforge?
He says, well, I don't know. I had talked to her recently and she seemed dissatisfied and to have kind of an especially potent yearning for home. But it's true, there does seem to have been signs of a struggle. But you never know. Things aren't always as they appear.
Did you investigate this once you guys noticed that the door was busted in?
He says, well, the lock was broken, but the door had been pushed shut, which is part of the reason why it took so long to notice. There was the shop had been closed up as it normally would. It looked as though she had just left, unless you got real close to the back door, which we wouldn't typically do. And she has been known to leave town for days and days on end and go on different journeys. And like I said, she doesn't have a lot of family, a lot of friends. So,
Gotcha.
But yes, I don't know. I did investigate it. There does seem to have been signs of a struggle, but we couldn't find anything. We did a search of the area, and we never did find anything.
Okay. Do we know if the road up that way is very dangerous at all, or is it pretty well traveled?
This area of and he would be able to tell you this. This area of central Midgard in the Magdar Kingdom is actually fairly well traveled and safe-ish. Yeah.
Okay.
There's always bandits and stuff, but there's less here than almost anywhere else.
Cool.
It says once you get up into the Iron Crags, things can get a little more testy, even with the dwarven patrols and all of that. That's a lot of mountainous terrain to cover for anyone.
Gotcha. Well, that looks like the most official possibility for any other like thieves breaking in, any other possible approach for her not being here.
I guess I ask, she doesn't have family left. Why go home now?
He said, I don't know. Maybe she felt she didn't have much time left. She is older, but maybe she was sick. Who knows?
So
You know how dwarves are.
So I guess I straight up just like, listen, we were inquired, this wonderful group of skilled warriors was offered the opportunity to go find this person. What are your thoughts on that? Are we on a wild goose chase here? Are we running into, a trap if we head out there? We don't want to waste our time. You know how valuable our time is. We just showed you the work we can do. We can go be saving lives elsewhere. Is this something we want to do?
He'll say, well, I don't think you're on a wild goose chase. I think even if you find her alive and well, you get the reward, hopefully. So I think one way or another, she's definitely there. Whether she was taken or whether she left is anyone's guess.
I look over at Siok just to see if he feels satisfied.
Yeah.
So we kind of just nod our heads and then we walk out.
All right. Anything you guys want to take care of in town here? If you take the shortest path, you actually won't pass through another. Well, there in about a day's travel, there actually is one town along this road, Pelzenheim. But past that, there's not another town until you get to Gelberg. At that point, you're about a day away from your location. So it's a good 8 days with no towns.
We should get some supplies, some rations and stuff. Right?
Yeah, how many days of rations do you have? I think it's 10 typically you would start with, but maybe double check that. Unless you're good at hunting.
Really.
Where do we see like rations like that?
It should be in your pack, but I don't think we packed any rations or took any rations.
I think it depends on which pack you took.
Yeah.
Can you look at it? I have an Explorer pack.
If you click on Explore pack, it should.
Oh yeah, 10 days of rations. You're right.
So we have 10
I
days
need
of
to buy
rations.
I need to get more rations.
The only thing to worry about is the weight of the rations, but
Okay.
So if I already have it, I'm good then, yeah?
So we also have, is it reasonable for a town of this size to be able to pay reasonable price for treasure that we have acquired? Or should we wait for a bigger town?
You would not get the best price here, but Peltenheim and Gelberg are not much bigger. So, unless you're planning on visiting a larger town sometime soon, it might be worth selling those goods here. Just to answer the question, a 1 day's ration is 2 pounds of weight, and it costs 5 silver pieces, and you can add them to your inventory as long as you pay the cost.
Okay.
What were you going to say, Tony?
I have 5 gold of stuff of goods. I'm just gonna sell it here and add it.
You would get a 50% return on the cost of what you sell.
Okay.
Yeah.
So two
So
and a
just
half.
you can sell anything you want and just kind of find if it's got a price listed and just whatever
Oh
half is.
no, I think what you said was like because it was like a bunch of like random articles when we were digging up through the stuff. You said it was like worth 5 gold, but I haven't sold it yet, so I was just gonna
Gotcha.
yeah.
Hmm. But any of you can sell anything you have right now, and just it'll be a kind of a 50% in a smaller town. Um, you know,
I see.
you're not going to get full value just because what are the odds that it's got just like they say in Pawn Stars, it's got to sit on the shelf. Who knows when someone's going to want to buy it. Best
How
I
much?
can do is 50%.
So if we did want to buy, like, I wanted to buy 2 more daggers.
Hmm.
How would that work? Do I just look it up and then?
Yeah,
Okay.
any common item you can find in this town,
And then
and
how
purchase
do
it at the
I
normal price.
tell the price? Does it show?
It should. Let's see. I'm going to open up your character sheet and I'm going to go to
Dagger.
equipment. I don't know so much about the play, and I never get to play with the little player sheets. Let me see. If I go for a dagger, 2 gold,
Oh yeah,
and I
yeah.
think, yeah.
Are we? Um, so for my guns, do I have to buy bullets for them? Are we playing that with ammunition?
We are going to do ammunition, but just basic rules of ammunition, meaning if you spend. So ammunition recovery is. I remind myself of the rule. Okay. You can recover half of your expended ammunition as long as you take 1 minute to search the battlefield.
Um. Also, are we going off like everything is available or not available? Like, is it only just common weapons, uncommon weapons, in regards
Let
to
me see
like
here.
local
What would an
stuff?
example of an uncommon weapon be that you're curious
Um,
about?
Don Shard dagger. It says it's uncommon. Uh,
Mm. I
Dagger
would
of
say,
Wood
yeah,
is rare. Yeah.
only common
Okay.
things would be available in this town. Yeah. Let's see here. One thing I wanted to take care of real quick with you guys before we go on the adventure is in Midgard, they use a system of a reputation system, which I really like. And I forgot to set that up with you guys at the beginning. Let me find that rule here. Reputation. What do they call it? I believe it's on your character sheet. Let's see. Status. Okay. And not everyone has the same status.
Hmm.
What's that little pouch that you can use for magic?
Component pouch.
Component pouch. There you go. Lifesaver.
I think that's common, is it? I think you should be able to find that here.
Yeah, I'll check. I'll double check.
Usually like 25 gold though.
That's all the code I have. No, maybe a little bit more.
All right.
Wait, how much gold do I have?
So based on your race, you'll get a starting status adjustment. Just in general, for instance, if you're a goblin or a rat folk, you might not be as well liked as for instance an elf, just generally. So what is your race, Zach?
Exactly 20.
I'm a sable elf, so it's a tier of elf.
Okay, so I would just say you get that +2 status adjustment. So to start out, let me see here.
Is
You're
that
gonna start at a. You start as a status of 4, which is a commoner, adventurer, sailor, guard, centaur. They give some examples of what that would be. But you start at a status 4, and that is located right under your speed and size on your character sheet.
So not a 9 where they have an elf.
Well, that is not a 9.
Dang it. I like that thought.
Jumping up there, huh?
Right. So 4.
So you're then going to add your charisma modifier
-1.
to your starting status.
Bummer. Not the most likable of people.
Okay. And finally, you're going to get a modifier based on your race. So if you're an elf, that's a +2 from whatever you are at after the adjustments. And then a rat folk, they actually don't have a rat folk on here, but I'm going to assume that they're going to be similar to a goblin, I would think. Or do you think a rat folk would be above a goblin in social status?
Probably similar, I would say.
Yeah. So that'll be a -2 adjustment. And
Wait,
then, Danny,
where am I looking for this?
it's on your character sheet under your speed and size.
Oh, shoot.
And Danny, what race is your guy?
I'm a Shadowborn Bearfolk Elite.
A bear folk.
Okay.
You know, I don't have the. I'm going to go with the same as the Dragonborn there. So you're going to get a +1 for your racial modifier. So again, you start at 4.
Where does this go?
It's right under your. It's at the top of your character sheet, above your inspiration, whether you have inspiration.
Above my inspiration.
So you would start at a 4, and then your charisma modifier is a 1, and then you get a 1 for your race. So you're starting at a 6 status.
Cool. I also have a quick
And
question.
then,
Do our hit points reset now that we're in town? Do they go full again?
once you take a long rest, which we got a chance to do, your hit points reset to maximum.
So should I hit rest right now?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Long rest. Okay.
So let's see. So Shino, you're a 4 status. Is that right? Let's see. Wait, it starts at 4, and then you -1 goes to a 3, and then you lose another 2. So you're actually
Lose? Oh, I thought it was add.
so
I'm at 1.
Uno.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, so that's like in society, you're viewed this kind of same way like a thrall or a bondservant would be viewed, in terms of if people are just generically interacting with you. Danny will be viewed in the way his status is that of a master smith or a cooper or an artisan, a scout, something like that. You know, someone that has a decent amount of social capital. And then what are you, Zach?
I'm at 5.
Okay, so like a journeyman, someone in the militia, a guild apprentice, that kind of thing. All right. Excellent. So that means, and do you want to just, I'm assuming you guys are going to set off for Gelberg on the 11th, the next morning. Does that make sense? Or do you want to leave? Or do you want to leave late and travel a few hours before you stop?
What do you guys think?
I am good to go. I don't think there's anything else that I need to do. I bought the things I needed.
Okay. And you guys have horses, so you'll be able to get to Gelberg in 8 days. Which would, let's see, you'll be setting off for Gelberg on the 10th, getting there on the 18th around midday, and then traveling up into the Iron Crags, these rocky mountains. Which would put you, and assuming that you ask for directions in Gelberg, you'd be able to get to the location probably in a day and a half, which would put you arriving at the Lost Halls of Everforge. On the morning, mid-morning of the 20th of chess. Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to kind of hand wave the travel. I don't know. Sometimes I do different things. Sometimes I do a montage. Sometimes we do like, we're really into it. Sometimes I'll just say, and you get there. Nothing too crazy happens. Let's see. Just because I want to jump in and have a little action. So you guys approach. You do just as it was described to you in Gelberg when you got further directions. You do find a large stone door in the side of about halfway up a mountain in the side. You followed like a switchback path, paved path up to the top or up to the middle of this mountain and to this gate. And it seems like it does seem like at once this was a very broad and
is the map up by chance? Because I have a black screen on mine.
It's the map is up, but you haven't really gone in yet. So.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, so and you could tell at one point this was a nice place, and now obviously abandoned. The stone doors stand closed to Everforge.
Okay, so we know this is Everforge. Can we
Yeah.
knock on the door, shout out?
That's what you want to do? Yeah.
What time are we getting here? What time of the day?
Mid-morning.
Is it dark anywhere? I mean, are we able to see ahead of us? Everything's pretty.
Yeah, I mean it's overcast, but it's
okay.
It's daytime.
We're not walking into any sort of crazy thing. Okay.
This is just
you know of.
I know. I have danger sense. You gain an uncanny sense of when things are nearby as they shouldn't be. You have you can give an edge when you dodge away from danger. You have advantage on dexterity saving throws. Danger sense. Do I have to roll anything for that?
You essentially would give you an advantage on a check for like looking for a trap, I think. So like on a perception check to look for a trap, that's my interpretation. So do you want to know if the door is trapped?
So at second level, you gain an uncanny sense of when things nearby are as if they should be, giving you an edge when you dodge away from danger. You have an advantage on dexterity against. Yeah, I guess traps.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I think it's just giving you advantage on your dexterity saves if something's gonna like pop out at you.
Okay. So I guess
so it wouldn't apply here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I feel like there could be other things here that could attack us?
Well, I mean, if this lady was taken here, then whoever took her could attack you. Also, there's a reason everyone left this place. many stories of the kinds of things that are in here that could kill you. And the lady said you'll probably die.
Sweet.
And she
So,
gave you the
I
job.
turned around
So.
and I ran back into town.
I mean, she said that before she knew about your exploits, your amazing
yeah.
adventures.
Well, who can sneak? Can any of you guys sneak quietly? I don't think the bear can.
Oh, we could just send Fuzz in. We just like have Fuzz hanging up over here. Let's go, Fuzz.
Can your fuzz die?
Yeah, but then I can resummon him.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Takes a bit.
Does your fuzz fly?
Indeed, he's a bat.
Oh, it's a bat.
Currently. Fuzz can change shapes. Hence why he's Fuzz. Is there an opening that I can send Fuzz in to scout around?
You'd have to try to open the door, but you can try that.
Can I look around to see if the door's trapped at all?
Yeah, give me a perception check to look for traps.
I am not that perceptive. Okay. 14.
You don't see any. There's no traps sticking out at you as you kind of inspect the door and look all around.
Okay. I'm going to.
Do you guys have dark vision?
I do. Fuzz does.
Would you guys rather wait till it's like dark to go in? Like super dark? Like we could
I
just
think-
rest up for a bit and then I mean you could scout out, but like you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think if there are things living in there that need light, they would have light.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I'd rather go now because it is light.
Don't you have dark vision?
I do.
Shouldn't we wait till it's dark and then to use that? Because then you can see them when they can't see you.
But I don't think I am coming into this necessarily thinking that it's like that's what I know about the place.
Well, I
Think
mean,
about this though. It is always dark in a cave or in a inside
true.
area.
that's true. I guess we don't have
True.
to wait. Okay. Do you guys want to push on? Let's try to be a little stealthy and quiet.
Yeah.
You
So
can
we
Alright,
roll
well,
a
go
D6
ahead.
for everyone.
Go ahead, send your bet.
So we don't see any openings, like even around the building that we could send Fuzz in.
No,
As
it's just
opposed
the stone door in the side of a mountain, and then that's all you really see.
I
You presume there are some chimneys and stuff that are not visible, but yeah.
Can I look for tracks? Maybe?
Yeah, go ahead. Give me a survival check.
It's not my highest. Well, I see my own tracks.
You do see a few pairs of footprints going to the door. So it doesn't seem completely and totally abandoned.
sounds
Well,
good.
I see
Right.
some tracks, guys. Would you guys like to go the normal way?
Sure. Bernard, you want to open the door just in case something pops out?
Sure.
That's you, Danny.
Bernard,
What would I roll?
Wait. Can we roll for stealth first? Can we all just try to stealth
Yeah, that's what I
first
was
to
gonna-
stealth?
give me a stealth check.
Sure.
So I'm +2 stealth. Do we just hit the stealth? Is that what we
Yeah.
Just click on stealth.
Oh, I think I have advantage. Let me double check. Would it say I would have advantage?
Mm,
It would be like a feature or something if you did have it. However, the lowest is 12, so it doesn't necessarily
Okay.
apply here.
Okay. I guess
Um,
I'm just double checking. I wanted to make sure. Oh, I put what? Put on acrobatics.
So I have Cloak of Night. While in dim light or darkness, you have advantage of dexterity checks and can take the hide action as a bonus action.
Mm.
Oh, nice.
It'll definitely be dim light in there.
Okay, cool.
All right, you guys. So, you push open the door and you send the bat into the room,
Indeed. What
and
does
you're
Fuzz
greeted
say?
with a long corridor stretching out. This must be, we're talking, almost 120 feet. Large, intricate marble sculptures depicting weapons, shields, and armor line the walls of this great hall. 6 stone doors stand among the statuary. At the end of the long hall is a large set of double doors, decorated with a carving that resembles dwarves working at a forge. Thick dust covers the area, and obvious tracks are evidence of heavy traffic of human-sized boots. Smaller reptilian tracks are also visible.
Are these are all doors going off of this, right? Or is it just at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are 6 doors set in the wall. And then the end, the final, in addition to the final door.
I suppose. Okay. Fuzz is going to try and be pretty sneaky as well. Is there a way to do his stealth check?
Let's see. Yeah, you can give me the bat stealth check.
Okay. So that was a flat, what's it called? Dex check. I don't know if they have advantage or anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't look like it. Bummer. Alright. Well, it's making some really loud flapping sounds. Um, so all these doors are closed?
I'll put you guys right down here, but you're really actually just right outside.
Okay.
Yeah, all these doors are closed.
Alright, well, I'll whisper to the guys that my bag can't go super far because all the doors are closed.
Alright. You guys want to go door to door, or should we just rush to the end?
Let's go to this door. Just shooting for
We'll
it.
slowly walk to that.
Can I do it since I have the? I'm assuming this is dim light, yeah.
Yeah, I think we all have dark vision, right?
Yeah, I have dark vision.
But I have a dexterity stealth checks and can also hide if something does come out. Plus, I have the get out of the way if it is a trap.
Yeah, I think the trap one is especially useful. The hide action is more of a combat thing.
Yeah.
And which door were you wanting me to go to, Zach?
This one?
On the map. Okay.
2 on the left.
This room's really not lit at all, so it's just the light from outside. The little bit that's getting in.
Okay.
So I guess I make my way here to open. So I guess I'm doing a. So how does this work? Okay. Where's the stealth check? So it's a danger sense. So how does this work in terms of me going into that space? Because I do have
If something
I do have an action I can hide without it costing anything, but do I try to open it first, or do I do like... Yeah, do I just open it, I guess?
You can open it first. Yeah.
Okay. So I open the door.
And you die.
You see let me describe for you what you see here. Stone tables and chairs smashed into rubble are strewn about the room. A mosaic on the wall shows dwarves cooking and serving sumptuous meals to finely dressed and bejeweled visitors. A 4-foot-high barricade of wood and stone separates the two chambers of this area.
You want to peek all the doors before actually going in? You know what I mean? Just to see what we see.
Sure.
I wouldn't want to go in it and startle anything if we don't need to.
That's fine.
Make sense? Yeah. So you want to do
And
the
the
next
room.
part?
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
the room kind of continues off a little bit. You just can't, you can't really see around the corner unless you went further.
I mean, I feel like I would want to go check that double door. But
That's the very end, Danny. You can't rush to the end.
But I think I could kind of see how the left connects already a little bit. Maybe going over to the right one.
To this one?
Right here. No, on the opposite side.
This
Oh,
one.
down here.
No. Yeah, across the hall.
Gotcha.
Just move your guy there so we know.
Sure.
Are you? Yeah, like right here.
We could even leave that door open a little bit, and I can throw Fuzz in there.
Okay.
Have him just fly over and take a look-see. If he gets hit by an arrow, then you know. Alright. So we opening this door then?
I'll watch your back.
Sure.
Ooh.
So let me describe for you what you see here. Okay, one sec. Do you open this door? So Bernard pushes the door open. And then you hear right as you push the door open, you hear, "Hey! What are you doing?"
Am I able to see them before they do that?
No, they see you right as you open the door. You just kind of push the door open, and then the guy next to the door, the green number 9, says, What are you doing? Who let you in here? Roll
So
initiative for me.
I can't take a hide action. As a
I mean,
bonus?
no, because you can, but they know someone's there still. Even if you hide from them, you're not hiding before they see you. Yeah.
Okay, can I still hide to like back the hell out up there? So
Yes.
It's not just me. Okay, cool. All right.
Well, I guess. Oh, no,
What do
I
you
see what you're
think?
saying. No, you can't hide. You're gonna stay. You'll be there, and depending on what you get for initiative, you'll see what you can do.
Okay. Initiative.
But at least there's a nice bottleneck there, so they can't really.
So it's the die, right? That I would click.
Yeah, up there in initiative.
Okay. 19.
Nice.
All right. I just needed initiative. There we go.
Kyle's
All right, so
really trying to kill me there, and I said no with that initiative roll. I'm just kidding.
you know what's funny though? The kobold still got higher than that somehow.
Of course he did. It's
Well,
so
good.
convenient
Yeah.
that he just said that.
A 21. However, there is a bottleneck, so I mean, they really can't get to you. It's a little bit of a interesting situation here. All right. So the kobolds are going to kind of move around and shuffle it. Ah, what is it? Let me get at him. Ah, and the one in the front is the only one that can actually easily. Well, I'll do it this way. He will get a shot on you. And he's going to get an advantage attack because he has pack tactics. So 15 to hit. That ties, right, Bernard?
My AC is 15.
So that'll tie, which is a hit for the attacker. So it'll be 4 damage from this guy. He'll kind of jump back, and another one will come in and try to hit you with his pack tactics. This one misses just barely, and then another one will kind of come in, getting all these little jabs. Another miss, and finally, this guy. And another miss. Okay, so only the one guy connected with you for 4 damage. Shoves his little spear through that opening in the door. Most of them missed, though. The rest of them are going to hold back where they are. Next is you, Bernard.
So who hit me? 2, 8, and 1?
Well, they all 1, 6, 2, and 8 all tried to hit you, and only one of them did. I forget which one.
2, I think he was the first one.
Wipe the floor with them. Show this kobold who's boss.
You gain a bonus to. Enter if you're knocked unconscious. Okay. So I can rage 2 times at first level. So I can rage twice.
Rage is a good call.
Yeah, can I rage?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then. Okay, so it says reckless attack. Starting at 2nd level, you can throw aside all concern for defense to attack with fierce desperation. When you make your first attack on your turn, you can decide to attack recklessly. Doing so gives you advantage on melee weapon attack rolls using strength during this turn, but attack rolls against you have advantage until your next turn. I don't want to do that.
Well, here's one argument in favor of it. They have pack tactics, so every single person that tried to hit you already had advantage, and you can't get double advantage. So if they already have it, it's not a huge.
It's gonna be active anyway. All right, so let me do that. So I guess if I rage, how does it work? So
the damage against you is. I always forget about rage. Let's read it.
Half.
Is that a feature?
Is it half?
I think it's halved.
Okay. +2 to your attack and damage. and then you have halved. The damage is halved if it's bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing, which it would be. So
Okay. If it hits, okay.
it's a cool mechanic. So
I guess I'm
easier
gonna
to hit these guys.
And I'm assuming I want to do my. Where's my weapons? I'm assuming I want to do my great axe. Is that what makes the most damage there?
I think so.
Yeah.
Slime that great axe in there.
Yeah.
Plus 7 to hit.
So I just hit great axe right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or the damage roll.
The plus 5.
Oh, hit the plus 5. Okay, here we go.
And keep in mind that you have even a more plus because you're enraged. So it's actually, instead of an 18, it's a 20 to hit. And this poor kobold is not ready for the speed at which you swing that huge blade. And it comes down right on his head, splitting his head like, well, we'll see. How much damage?
Okay. So, and then I hit
and that's a plus 2.
So I hit the 1 plus D12 plus 3, that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Slashing 12.
14 damage. You split his head like a log. Right down the middle. All the way like a little bit into the torso with the ferocity of your blow onto this small little guy.
Yeah.
And he gone.
Nice.
All right. So, what do you want to do here, Danny? Do you want to stand your ground or like slide over to the side so that someone behind you can hit?
Yeah, I want to slide over to the hallway and let them come out.
No.
Yes. Just because, because I know it's kind of a funnel.
You're in the tank. No.
No. Right.
What?
On strategy, it's
you
probably
play
best to
WoW.
have
You
in
don't
front.
let you're in the tank. You don't.
why do I have to die because you're no? All right, fine. But are they able to attack through there?
They can, and you could move 1 forward if you wanted and just stand in the doorway.
Well,
they really can't.
Well, I don't want to be in the way. I don't want to be in the way from them not being able to hit. That's all.
You can.
Right.
No, it's a.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like, are they
They
able
can
to even
move
fight from
through
distance?
you.
Like, can
So
they throw?
if they have line of sight,
Yeah, line of sight, I guess is what I'm asking.
if they had line of sight, then they could, or they can move. They could still move through you if they had that. You can move through a friendly person. It's just it takes a. It's like as if it were difficult terrain, so it's 10 feet of movement instead of 5.
At this angle, can I shoot past him?
Your Seok,
Yeah.
you can. I'm going to say you can hit number 6.
Okay.
However, he's going to have.
Advantage.
He's going to have 3/4 cover, so he'll have a higher AC. You would not think that their AC was particularly high based on what they look like, but it'll be formidable with that plus, because 3/4 cover is a +5 to AC.
Yeah.
Not impossible, but. So next up is going to be actually them, though. So, Danny, do you want to stay there or move up?
What do you guys think?
Or do you like...
That's up to you.
Yeah, it's really
Your character.
I think I
If
want
you move
to.
up, you're gonna get hit hard, though. I feel like
What?
if you move up,
Yeah,
well,
I kind of want to back up so I'm not in all of their line of sight. Like maybe where I'm
you
still.
move back up 1.
Yeah, like if I back up like here or something.
Well, towards Sayok, you really don't want him to get rushed.
So like maybe here. Well, I don't know. How do I get out of their line of sight? I don't want all of them hitting me like last round. I don't want 4 of them
Well,
hitting me.
no, that's gonna happen no matter what. You're the. We need you to be the one hit.
Also, if you don't get hit, then you lose your rage.
Yeah.
But
which you're already taking half damage.
yeah.
Whereas like one hit from them, like that 4 hit, 3 of those. Well, actually 4 of those, and I'd be down.
Yeah. Me too, though. I think.
Nah, because you'd be taking 2 damage each time.
Hmm. All right. So
Maybe just stand your ground. You're fine. I think you're fine there, honestly. Even though they're doing one at a time, that's fine. At least let me get closer so I can help you push in.
all right. So maybe I just stand like a little bit to the side here, but in front of Siok.
Alright.
I can also.
Okay, they're at 10. They're going to start moving out here.
If we wipe, we blame the tank, right?
Wait, so
One of them.
how much movement did they have?
Well, they could easily get to. The question is whether they can attack as well. They're not that far.
Because they had to go around the walls and then get through.
Yeah.
Bernard.
Do you think it's more than like 50 or 60? Let me see.
Well, because that was 47 to move that guy there. No, straight.
It's only 50 feet, so they can get you easily. This guy here actually doesn't even need to use his whatchamacallit, his dash. So he's going to go ahead and get to make a couple melee attacks, and he's going to do those at advantage because of flanking. So this first one's going to hit for 3 damage, and then the second short sword strike at advantage is going to hit again for 7 damage. Sayok, your turn.
That's attacking me, right?
Wait, attacking
Was that
you?
Me or Ben?
No, they're on Bernard.
Sick. That's great.
Yeah, I should have probably had him attack you if I was smart, but no.
So wait, what just happened? How much did they?
I think you got 7 plus. So, do you round up?
10.
Oh, 10. Okay. Well,
10
it's
total.
halved, right? Because you're raging.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 5.
That would have been almost dead.
How did they get here so fast? What the hell? For a second,
Yeah,
I thought those were
there
the
was
people
one
we
of
were
them.
rescuing.
That was only one attack.
Stupid.
That guy was by the door that hit you. Sayok,
Can
it's
you
your
can you take it easy, Kyle? There's only 3 of us here. We don't have a whole team.
This encounter will not be, I don't think, a huge problem for you guys.
Are you serious?
It's the next one. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. You split that guy's head like a
Okay.
log. You remember that. Remember that.
I'm about to die here soon.
Okay. I will. Bernard, what's your armor currently?
15. Wait, so should I have taken that full hit anyway? It was still going to be
Yes.
5.
They cleared the 15 on both hits.
Yeah, that's my.
So what's? Do you have any armor on to help that, or is it just?
No, that's just my natural, bear. My natural bear thick hide.
Oh,
So it's 13 plus my dexterity.
yeah, that wouldn't help. Cool. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to. I hope these guys are weaklings. I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark
Quiet.
on.
My dog's barking.
this bad boy right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll use my biting arrow. So I just make an attack, and if he makes a reaction, then he takes extra damage. So let me find my pistol. Oh, that's right. Why am I up here? Okay. Guess I'll just shoot him from right here. So I disadvantage because it's a range attack, right?
You're not right next to him, though.
To this guy?
That's only if you're adjacent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Alright, so I roll that. Let me see. Hunter's Mark.
Oh, that's a 10 to hit.
Let me see. Yeah.
You have nothing where you can get flanking? Let's see.
I mean,
Not
I
that that would help with a
could.
ranged attack, but
Oh,
okay.
That's right.
Give me 1 second here. I'm refilling my little incense burner. Oh, I dropped some of it on the dog. Now she's gonna smell good. I'm going with the dragon's blood incense because it seems to be thematically appropriate.
Nice,
Nice.
nice.
All right. Okay, so Zach, so you missed there. Anything else?
No, that's my bonus and my action. Let me think on this.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. I'll move down this way. Yeah, over here. And I'll dispel Fuzz.
Alright.
And actually, can I make Fuzz attack someone?
You can. He has the stats of the bat, the tiny bee. Yeah, there he is.
It's
It's a +0 to hit, and it does 1 damage.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. Fuzz is gonna fly over here and bite this little fella. I'm
Okay.
just gonna roll a d20 and roll a 5.
You can have advantage if you're back here.
That's right. Oh gosh. You rolled 11.
Not quite enough.
Can I
see
dispel
here.
him now? Actually, no, I'll
Yes.
keep him there. I'll keep him there.
Chino. What you got, Chino?
You're not coming through, Tony.
Oh, you're muted.
I will move there. Wait, let me just make sure I move. Yeah, 25. I will move there, and I say let's even the odds. And I'm going to summon or conjure rats. Let's see what. What? Giant rats. I'll summon 4 swarms of rats. So let's put that.
Nice. I love it. Look at this.
Is that? Oh, there it is. And then for a bonus, wait. So do I have to roll initiative for them? I think so.
No, they'll share your initiative.
Okay, okay. And then I will ready for myself as a bonus action True Strike. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Nice.
And then so do I just have all of them attack, or how does that work?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
They're they got +2 to hit and they 2d6. Jeez. That's legit.
I can't make them oh, there you go. So that one's for rat 1.
They all have advantage though. Because they'll all be in some sort
Oh
of,
yeah, rat tactics.
flanking relationship. Yeah.
So,
And do they have pack tactics
yeah.
too? Yeah.
So that's
Okay, so that's gonna hit.
Sorry. So it is on hit 3. So is it I roll 1d6?
Well, you'll just hit the damage roll. So
Oh.
it's actually the 2d6. So hit the critical.
Oh, I
and
see.
It'll take. Yeah.
Okay. So that's
All right.
4.
There you go. 4 damage to this guy.
Yeah. Can I just make that? Well, I guess that's kind of unfair, huh? I'll hit with the others as well, I guess.
Yep.
Should I just roll for all 3?
Yeah, I would just do 3 quick rolls.
Okay. So to hit
With advantage.
with advantage. So that one 12. Does 12 hit?
That one misses.
Okay. With advantage, 18.
It's gonna hit.
So that's 3 attacks. One more. Does 16 hit?
Yes, that one hits too.
Okay.
So those
Check
two
for
are gonna
crit.
both hit on the guy.
Check for a crit.
And
Yeah,
then
let's see.
oops. So 3 and 5.
Perfect. All
And
right,
that's
so these rats are just nibbling away at these poor scouts. Back to the kobolds. So 5, 10, 15, 20. So unfortunately, because of this body in the way, they're not going to be able to do their thing where they were getting out of the way. So that's going to bottleneck them a bit. This guy's going to try to, let's see. Stand there. They're going to start rushing the door, but they can't get out. They're scrambling and scraping. But they've hit this bottleneck with the rats and Bernard. Only one will be able to attack. However, it'll be with that pack tactics advantage. And the one that does attack is going to be a crit, which is going to be 5 damage, halved, rounded up, so 3 damage.
That's to me again.
Well, that's all. That's all they can do, and that's going to pass to you in the center of this big, all of a sudden quite busy hallway.
That last hit you said was to me, right? 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, do I have like an AOE attack or something?
That would be the lightning spell that goes in a straight line. That would come in real handy here.
It would also eviscerate them. Be gone.
Okay, so what would be the benefit of making a bite? Like your powerful jaws, does that not count as a move if I do bite, or it does?
Let's look.
Is that an additional thing I can do?
It depends if it says if it's a bonus action.
Just your powerful draws are natural weapons, which you can use to make unarmed strikes. If it hits, you deal 1d6 plus your strength.
I think for you, it just doesn't make sense to do it, basically. But maybe there would be builds where it would.
Or if, like, for
unless
some
you
reason you're disarmed.
Disarmed.
Ah, okay.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go.
Kill the guys that are gonna be double attacking you.
Who,
They're scary.
the 17 and the whatever guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll swing my axe at the 17.
You definitely want. And here's a little DM hint. You never want. If you could ever kill someone, that's always much better than hurting two people equally
Got it.
because of the way the math works in the game. So it might be
yes.
worth it to hit that guy up top of you.
I can't see the number. Sorry, I was just at 17 because that's the one next to me.
So the guy on top of you is 10, and if they have an orange ring around them, that means that they're bloodied, which is half health. If they have a red ring, it means they're at the final 25% of their health.
What do you guys think? Should we just
keep playing with the kobolds? We'll kill the other two.
So you want to just disregard what he told us as a DM?
Yeah.
Well, the other two.
There's no right way.
The other two get an attack next turn. I mean, they're up next.
Well,
and they both have.
What is your health right now, Danny?
But I think you guys can kill the rat guy. I do think I want to kill the other guy who can get us multiple times.
I'd go with that.
Like the set, I think you guys can take the rat guy down. I think the kobolds we can they hit less. That's not the kobolds are not doing the double attacks, right? It's these dudes, right?
Yeah.
So I think if I hit the 17 real hard, maybe if I can make them both weak. So if you guys get them both weak, then maybe you guys can take a shot.
Just kill the red guy. We have one less guy to deal with.
You don't think that you guys can take out the guy up there?
Attack next. That's the issue. You don't want to get hit.
Oh yeah, they are attacking.
He will have 2 advantage, and they're flanking, so it'll be both advantage.
Yeah. So that's why just take them out.
All right, I'll hit. What is it? 20? You said
10.
10.
All right, so I just hit the. Where are you? +5. Is that what I do?
The hit column.
Okay.
And it'll be flanking since he's got those rats around him. Or sorry, flanking, which grants advantage. So once you roll, you can hit that advantage button.
Okay.
He also has reckless attack.
Oh, yeah.
You can roll again. Check for crit.
So 23.
That's a pretty nice hit. Yep.
Then actually roll my axe now.
Yeah, now you're damage.
10. So 12.
Yeah, so that just eviscerates the guy. He did not have very much life left in him. So next up is going to be the remaining scout. And let's see, he's going to kind of shift here and take an op attack from the bat and the rat.
No.
Bars.
Right, where's my bat? Awesome. Oh, I'm looking up Brown. That's why. Right.
You will hit with flanking, Danny, and it's 8 damage, but it's going to be halved, so he's only going to do 4 damage to you. And the other attack is a miss. So you're going to take a total of 4 damage.
All right. I'm at 7, guys. Wait. So it should have been 2?
Well, I already halved it.
Oh, okay. So I'm at 7.
Yeah.
I'm about to die.
And Sayok, your turn.
The bat hit. Let me roll for advantage because it's flanking, right?
Yeah, that's funny.
19 to hit. That bat did a solid 1 damage.
Yeah, that does hit him. So Do that 1 damage. Wow.
Bat's doing more damage to
Amazing.
me. I'm loving this. Alright, I will actually gonna go over here, and then I will use one of my arcane arms to launch a. Oh, actually, wait. I'll launch a smoke screen.
Ooh, interesting.
I'll be a 10-foot radius sphere. So I want to launch that. Actually, I'll walk over here. I'll try and launch that over here.
All right, and what does it do?
So it's a cloud of smoke, creating 10-foot radius sphere of smoke. The sphere spreads around corners, and its area is heavily obscured. Cloud lasts until the end of your turn or until wind. Yeah, they just have heavily obscured vision, so they have disadvantage on melee attacks.
Cool. All right.
Then
Next up
I'll
would be
also-
Shino, unless you got.
can I put
What you
my
got?
hunter's mark on this guy? Just to say it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oops.
So how about you, Shino, and the Lord of the Rats?
Okay, so for myself, I am actually going to throw. Will I hit Bernard if I throw a dagger from? Oh well, there's a guy in front of me. Never mind. I'm just going to. Let me just double check, make sure. Extend your magic grants you brief defenses. You gain advantage on your first attack roll. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and swing a dagger at the guy closest to me.
Okay.
There you go. 15 with advantage. 15's my highest. Does that hit?
That will hit.
Alright. So 6 piercing.
Oof. He's dead.
Sweet.
And I'll have you know, if not for the bat, he would still be alive.
Right, fuzz.
Does poison spray is that 10? If I were to shoot something from my hands in an upward motion over Bernard, would that work? Nah, never mind. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just gonna swing with my rats. My map's going crazy. Okay. I am going to move this here and this one here. And so I will hit with. I can hit with. Can I hit with all 4? That's within 5 feet, right?
Yeah, you can.
Alright.
I mean, he probably won't survive that long, but you
Just in case.
you could hit with one of them, and that'll hit. Let's roll it one at a time. So damage on that first one.
Alright. 4. Next one.
And they're all going to be advantage.
Advantage. So that one.
And what's the damage there?
9.
Yeah, he's dead. So now you can kind of move in a little bit.
Yeah. Swarms of rats. Can I check something real quick?
Mhm.
The swarm can occupy another creature's space. Sweet. Okay. So let's just say he's there. And this one is there. Can two swarm? No, I guess it wouldn't make sense, right?
They can't both, but he could be like here if you want.
It's just really big.
No, I'll leave one out just in case Bernard wants to
You
push
could
up.
always attack and then move back, though, too.
Oh, that's true. I'll just leave it there, just in case. So, one more attack. So, sorry, I can't see the numbers. So, 15.
That'll hit.
And then that's a 5.
Oof. That
And
kills.
then I'm sure that one's hit. Oh, that one's dead? Okay. I'll just leave it at that for now.
Okay. And then, so you're kind of just on top of. There's 2 bodies there, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're feasting.
Gino, you went. The rats went. All right, kobolds, but they can't really do much here. So let's see if they can make any dent in the rat. Does a 17 hit the rats?
They also
Yes. Their AC is 10.
there's also the smoke
Okay.
screen. Still,
Oh, so they're not going to. Essentially, they just don't get their advantage, right? Because they have advantage and then disadvantage. Okay. So they still, in this case, still hit that one. 4 damage to the rats.
Okay. Sweet.
And
Oops.
then
All right.
5 damage to the rats.
Oops.
Ooh, a crit. And then 5 more damage. Are you keeping up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
10 left.
Okay. And then one last guy. And that's 6 damage. I love how this pile of rats have soaked up the entire turn of the kobolds. Just, oh man. Bernard, your turn. And apparently you can stand where the rats are.
Cool. So, I guess I'll make my way towards the inside, right? Is that something I would want to do, guys? Or kind of, do I make a
Yeah, you could stand on the rat and then just kill him.
But then, do we want the guys to come out though?
At this point, since I have the rats, maybe not.
I mean, it is helpful to have the rats attack them all at once. And
Just look up the hits, you know what I mean? Since you're kind of low on HP anyway, so...
Should I just stay here then?
No, maybe just move in and then move back after your hit.
Can I do that? Kyle, can I do that? Can I move to the door, attack, then move back?
You can 5, 10, 15, 20 attack and then move back.
What's that?
30. Oh, you can't get all the way back. You can get to here, though.
that's if you go up, attack, walk back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do that. So I'm going to aim for... What is that? Ooh, the dude in front of me. I don't know his number.
Go for it.
All right.
Yeah, I know, it's blocked by everything.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, though. I know.
21.
That'll hit.
And that's without advantage, right? And I think it... Do I still... No, I think... Is my advantage gone? I think it was 1 minute, so I think it's gone, right? This turn around?
It should be still here.
So...
1 minute is 10 turns.
Oh, jeez.
10
Okay,
turns,
so that's
yeah.
an advantage, then? So it doesn't
10
matter.
rounds, yeah.
I'm gonna hit. Okay. Okay.
You might crit though, but yeah, you didn't. I hit it.
Okay. That's why, I should have done it myself. Just kidding. So I'm gonna do the great axe again. 9.
Oof. Yeah, these guys are not very hardy, so.
Do I hit?
Smoke
But
them.
it's 11, right?
Sorry.
That'd be
Yeah.
11 with rage.
Yeah, and you easily killed them.
Okay.
Eviscerated.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then I back up here. You said, right? Cool.
Mm-hmm. Or you can move further into the room now that he's gone.
I don't know about that.
Think about it. You're enraged, What would you do?
That's true.
Just kidding. Okay. You don't have to move into the room, of course. They probably could drop you. So yeah.
Alright,
Well, never mind.
so I move up here. Fuzz is a bat. Can I shoot over
Continue to do business with Kanye West if
both of these guys? Both swarmer rats at this guy?
Yeah. They'll just have that free force cover.
Okay.
So roll high.
I'll go for it. I'll do my bonus action to attach Hunter's Mark to him. Let me roll to hit. That's a 10. That's a 10 hit.
No.
Nice. Okay.
Also,
Also, the cloud fades.
Shino, go ahead.
Already? That was fast. I am going to move this one to this. Let's just say he's on him.
Nice.
Him as well. 11, 13, yeah, perfect.
Beautiful. They're all going to get advantage because of their pack tactics.
Yeah. And then I am going to...
Wait a second, they don't have pack tactics? I was deceived.
Don't they? Oh, it's... You're right. I'm sorry. Well, you know what it is? It's only for rat folk. Yeah. So I was reading on my rat
Kind
folk.
of like redo, you guys all die.
No, but it's still easy to get them advantage if you want. You can just do have them like that, and then all of a sudden they can. If you want to move them different, you can get advantage still, which is probably worth it.
It's okay. I'll keep it here. I'll
Okay.
just for my sake.
Okay.
I will attack myself. Number 7. None of these are damaged, right?
You have to stay on a square, but you will actually have
you're right.
advantage on. Yeah, on 7 and 8 will have advantage from the rats and you.
Okay. So let me go
Yeah, it's a
ahead
flanking.
and I'll dagger. Ooh, does 11 hit?
Well, you have advantage though, so
Oh, you're right. 18 hit?
there you go. That hits.
6 damage to number 7. And then
Dead.
Oh, dang. Okay. And then the rat is going to... The one above 6 is going to attack.
And everything that's attacking 6 is going to have advantage as well. That's a hit.
Okay, and... So 7 damage to him.
I love that you would just single-handedly won this fight with your crazy swarm. This is the most epic thing, in a weird way though.
I might miss this one.
To number 4, you're still gonna have advantage.
13 hit.
That's gonna hit. Yep.
Ooh. 3 damage only. And then
Yeah,
my
he somehow
last
manages.
swarm with only a few rats. 14 hit.
That'll hit. Yeah.
And then... Oh, wait. Sorry, let me double check. It's only if it's half the swarm.
So just the 3.
Yeah. No, sorry. Yeah, just the 3. We'll just do that.
Okay. So we'll end it there. We'll end the fight there. You dominated. That's an insane spell. I got to look into that because that's like I'm not going to take it away from you, of course, but it's so awesome, like so overpowered. I love it.
Yeah.
So much hit points.
I know, it really is. It's called Conjure Rats.
Man, I love that. That's why I like the Kobold Press stuff because they don't always playtest it so much. So every once in a while, there's just something that's just insane, like insanely good. Okay, so what do you guys want to do now? How long do the rats stay with you?
I don't think there's a time, actually. Up to
just until
1
they
hour.
die.
Up to 1
Okay.
hour. But I'll probably dismiss them after the fight, to be honest.
Good heavens. If my rage lasts 1 minute, and that's 10 turns.
That's crazy.
So what are you guys thinking you would want to do next?
Well,
Keep
Bernard's pretty
searching
low.
these rooms, or
You know what?
What are the thoughts?
Oh man, what if I just send the rats to the last 2 rooms before the double doors just to see what's in there?
Sure.
Oh man, but then what if we like start another fight?
I mean,
It's up to
You
you
can always
guys.
run away.
That's true. It's up to you guys.
I thought we'd go run away from that one. Pops out with 1,000,001 rats.
Well,
Um,
I'm down to run. I think if we agree to run, because I've gotten my ass kicked. So unless we rest, I mean,
yeah, you're at 7, right?
I'm at 7, so I'm okay checking in just to see. Man, it's just that we can't pop in because I do have stealth. And then I could hide as I go into stealth, so I can like look deeper into a room. But I don't think we can kind of do what happened there. But I don't know. I think we book it if
anything, right?
Yeah.
So let's stay here, and I just yell to the rats, enter, and I'll have them at the same time enter both rooms, full force.
I love it. Yeah, let's look into these rooms. So I'll start with the one on the right side. As these rats bust in, just throw them in here. So this room, let me describe to you guys what you see as you open these doors. Who's going to actually push the door open? I don't think the rats can do it.
Oh.
Or do you want to have them crawl under the door? They probably could squeeze under.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping.
Okay.
Like they just force themselves through the door or something.
Yeah. So 4 pillars carved in the form of dwarven weaponsmiths support the ceiling of this large hall. Mismatched mirrors and pieces of polished metal cover the walls, creating a hodgepodge of dazzling reflections. Every movement in this chamber is reflected dozens of times in a dizzying array of images along the walls. Give me an intelligence save for those rats.
Let's see. I don't think they're that intelligent, to be
Really?
honest.
I would have thought otherwise.
Where is... Oh, there. Okay, so this one, since I know it's intelligence. So that one for those two that are in there.
Okay.
One rolled the one with the full amount rolled 14, and the one with the little amount rolled the 8.
One is confused. The one that got below 10 is a little bit disoriented by the sparkling in mirrors. The other room here, so this room is very dark. No torches or lanterns light this area. The frescoes on the walls are faded beyond recognition. No furnishings or even rubble remain here. And let me see here. Check one thing.
And dragon.
And all the rats blow up in flame.
Okay.
Combined, that's more HP than the rest of our party has. So,
those rooms. There were. I need to check if there were people in those rooms. Hold on.
do the rats eat the people?
Okay, so in the room to the left, there is nothing. However, the room to the right is actually quite full of kobolds milling about. But they don't notice. I mean, they see the rats, but they're not going to, to them it's a pile of rats. It's not indicative of anything. Give me 1 second.
The room with the mirrors?
Yeah, they're just kind of lounging about in that room. While one of them, who's dressed a little differently, seems to be doing some work on one of the mirrors. Okay, let me... Yeah, there's quite a few people in there.
He's literally...
It's a hard pass.
Oh, one more. Sorry.
Okay, so do the rats come out here and tell us?
Yeah.
Can they do that?
I mean, how do they communicate? They have to tell us, right?
Yeah, is it telepathic or? In fact, I should have asked that. How do they communicate?
Tony's gonna make up some lie again.
No.
Tony's also a rat himself, so
I would assume I could speak rat.
similar languages.
It doesn't. Can I maybe, because it doesn't really say anything about like what they speak, or actually does it? Let me
What's the bee dance?
bee dance. I could speak to bee, or I could understand bees. They communicate by flying in patterns or something like that. It doesn't say how animals speak, but I'm assuming maybe I don't know, but I do have. Should I just roll like animal handling? So
I'm
I
going
could
to say that you know there's something in there, but you don't know what.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough. I think that's fair. Like, they could maybe form words with their body.
Somehow.
I mean,
Now, I will also say, you guys, you're going to get to share 400 experience divided between the three of you,
sweet.
which is... We'll call it 135. Zach, I know my math is wrong there, but...
I mean, I'm okay.
Okay,
135 experience. Did anyone level up from that?
No.
Okay, plus 135. Plus 135. I'm at 665. Is that where you guys are at?
Same here.
Yep.
And now you guys have surpassed them. The others, you're 135 ahead.
Before we maybe decide on what, so I think we know someone's there. So then in my mind, I'm like, maybe I should go check out the room that I had been in before. So can I do a stealth action to go check out, to scope that room out?
Sure.
And then I also have the hide in case, I see anything. I can go into hide mode to not be seen, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm gonna head in here. Do I know that this is the edge, or is there more space?
Yeah, you could. Well, let's see. Sometimes I forget what you guys can see. Let me look. What do you mean?
So this is the incomplete room?
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. You have now seen the whole room. Yeah.
So it sounds like we're seeing all 4 rooms.
There's also these 2 down here.
That we have not checked.
Yeah.
Well, I generally don't like how everyone's on the right, so I don't think we should touch that right door.
That's valid. That's valid.
I suggest to the fellas, hey fellas, maybe we should go outside, take a little break, and maybe come when it's darker out, or
now you want to come when it's darker out.
or tomorrow, because I feel pretty weak.
You want to rest exactly there?
No, like we should leave.
Oh, you want to leave?
Well, just because I don't want those guys to come out and see the other room and what we did to their homies. So.
Well, how about this? I will.
Don't like it.
There. You guys go to the door. Hold up. Sorry. My map is all tiny. And just so that we know and we can plan better next time we come here, I'm going to go here with all my rats in front of me. Right there.
Yeah,
and when you guys are ready, I'm going to burst through the door and see what I see. And then hide really quick.
Okay.
Wait, before that happens, I want you guys to be done with whatever you guys are doing or whatever you guys want to do.
I'm gonna take a couple minutes, and all the guys around here, I'm gonna pick up my bullets and kind of look through their things. While I do that, we can be bursting through, and then I'll run out once we're ready. Does that sound good?
I am already ready to go way back here.
Okay, so yeah, this door there is no way to squeeze under, so you have to burst open. You have to open it with your hand. So
I don't like burst. We might get caught in another situation.
You're
run away.
Is this what you guys want first?
Once I reveal this room, there's no going back. Is this what you want to do?
No.
Can I loot the bodies?
You don't.
Get any.
There's nothing on the kobolds of value to you.
What about the scouts?
No, not the scouts either. Sadly.
Okay.
All right, opening the door.
Wait, I'm gonna leave.
Wait.
Hold on. Because you said that.
Wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Siok, what do you think? I say we get out of here.
I'm okay with taking a break.
You guys don't want to plan ahead?
That is not what I'm asking. Are you okay opening that door? Is the biggest concern.
I'm gonna slap mage armor on myself just in case.
That's
So keep in mind. Yeah, you guys don't know what's going to happen when you open that door. There might be, there might be a hostage in there. We don't know. So it might not just, you might say, well, I'm going to open the door and then run away. That might have an effect on the hostage. You know what I mean? There's a lot of variables here. Just consider the fullness of it before you burst in.
How?
I say come
I'm
here,
not
Bear,
saying you shouldn't.
and let's just go through it. Let's do it. We have freaking a million rats because the DM let me. So, so let's use that to our advantage for this game because I might get nerfed next game. Let's go and use that while we still can.
Rush pre-patch. Let's go.
Yeah, rush pre-patch. Come on.
Oh gosh.
Oh boy.
I can heal you a bit, and I believe I do have a potion of healing. Oh, maybe.
But actually, either way, though, I'm going to actually cut it there and pick up next time because even if we did get into a battle or something, we're not going to do it tonight. Partially because there's only 3 of you. And there's only about there's only like 25 minutes left. So, but we'll start up right on the precipice of this action next time, and hopefully there'll be more people here too. So there'll be some reinforcements, and they'll be fresh.
Can we just go rest? Why don't we just go rest? If we're not going to go in there, let's just go rest.
That's an option too that you can decide next week or now.
No.
Do you want to rest?
Well, if we're gonna rest, if we're not going to go in today, then
let's rest right here.
But he's saying we're not opening it today. So if we're not opening it today, no matter what,
we could still rest in here, right? Like I don't see why we have to leave. I don't think we have to leave.
I mean,
yeah,
there is a hostage in there. That's another hour the hostage doesn't have.
I will die.
That's right.
You probably do need the short rest. And the problem with doing it in here is that for a fact there's like 13 kobolds
right
in that
there.
room. And you don't know if they will move around or that kind of thing. But let's make that decision with the rest of the party back next week.
Okay. That's fair.
Or in 2 weeks. That was a good session. It was I like that we left it off on this very big cliffhanger here.
Yeah.
Wait. Why don't we want to take a rest? What's wrong with doing it now? I don't care about what those bozos think. We did all the fighting.
You can take a rest now if you want.
We also would lose the rats if we short rest.
But you could just summon them again.
Yeah.
But not if you short rest, huh?
No, I could summon it 2 more times. It counts as a spell.
What does a short rest give us? How much blood back?
1 hit die.
One hit?
Do you only have 1 hit die?
Actually, I have 2.
I have 2.
Where's that? Where do we see that?
At the very top, next to initiative, it's a hit dice.
I have 1.
Wait, 1d12.
2.
Wait, where?
At the top?
Next to initiative.
Well, I have a +2.
So you have 2
2d
dice next to it?
Yeah, it's just 1 per level, I think, or something like that. So you would get to roll 2d12s and you get back an average of 12 hit points for after an hour or so. And then if anyone had healing, that kind of thing. But yeah, that's good session, you guys.
Cool. That was fun. So,
wait. So are we short resting or no? Or are we still gonna wait to decide that?
I think we'll just wait to decide.
Yeah, we'll wait when we have the full crew.
You mother effers, you're gonna get me killed.
We have heals if we have the full crew, so don't worry about it. Okay, go. I'm almost done. Get over here.
All right, you guys.
All right, sounds good. I'll post the video up and then send a link to everybody.
All right.
Yeah, I think